Progress reviews in OneFile allow you to have regular meetings with your candidates to determine the level of progress and engagement in the portfolio, whilst simultaneously having OneFile track all of the work and modules that have been signed off between two meetings. If you wish to use the progress review feature in OneFile, from the trainer dashboard, scroll down to the candidate in question. You might find that by default the system has scheduled a progress review, in which case, where this screen says non-scheduled, will be replaced with the date of the automatically scheduled progress review. Click the link. If there is a progress review already scheduled, it will be listed here. If there isn't, choose the date and time that you'd like to schedule the progress review for. The date and time that you choose here can be edited after the fact, and you can always start the progress review earlier or later. The only difference between the remote session and the face-to-face visit buttons is whether you are required to provide a location for the meeting. It's possible as a trainer for you to input your own forms that you can base these progress reviews on. The default form should be suitable for most people. If it's not going to be you that conducts the progress review, you can also allocate it to a specific trainer on this candidate's training team, and then it will be reflected in their OneFile calendar. Once you've entered the details, press Schedule Progress Review. The system refreshes to show that the progress review has been scheduled for the date and time selected. To start the progress review, click Start. The system is updating you with what progress has been made against each section and module of the portfolio. It shows which pieces of evidence have been signed off, and if any modules overall have been signed off, it will list them here. Then there's the option for you to insert progress review feedback. Once you've provided feedback for one module, if you want to provide feedback against a different one, just click the Add button over here on the right of the screen to add an additional review for a different module. If you want to provide some overall progress, that can be provided here. Documents could be attached if and where relevant. Feedback to the candidate, and any agreed actions can also be logged. If you want to start the progress review but don't want to sign it off, perhaps because you're just putting some draft notes in advance of the meeting, instead of putting your tick in the box and pressing save, leave the box unticked and it will save the changes that you've made but not send the form back to the candidate for sign-off. Once you're happy with the progress review form, tick in the box and click Save, and that will send the progress review to the candidate for them to sign off as complete. In this example, we didn't save a form that was mid-process, so we can see that the form is still pending and that it hasn't yet been signed off. Notice here, the status key shows what the progress through the completion of that form is. You can schedule multiple progress reviews, and so if you wanted to set up 12 months worth of reviews altogether, that's possible from this screen. Just repeat the process of scheduling progress reviews by clicking this button over on the right. The gap analysis functionality in OneFile is quite a powerful way of tracking which SOPs have been met by which piece of evidence for each of the candidates. Gap analysis can be performed by both trainers and candidates, and although the process of performing the analysis is slightly different, the end result is the same. From the perspective of a trainer, from the training dashboard, scroll to the list of candidates, and on the right, click Gap Analysis. The filter criteria for the gap analysis are presented. The defaults should be left ticked. It's easiest to show all features and then click Apply. The page refreshes to show each SOP associated with each section and module. An overview is presented of the progress through that particular module, and the unit rules not satisfied means that the completion requirements for this module have not yet been fulfilled. From OneFile's perspective, it is checking to see that each module has one piece of mandatory evidence and two pieces of candidate choice evidence that collectively map to all of the SOPs associated with that module. What we can see from this gap analysis is that mandatory evidence piece 1 is mapped to SOP 10.1. The fact that the progress box is green with a C inside it means that that piece of evidence has been confirmed by the trainer as meeting that particular SOP. With the candidate choice 1 and 2, the yellow P in the box shows that it is planned that either or both these pieces of evidence will hit this SOP, but at this stage it's not been confirmed and signed off by the trainer. If you do engage with the SOP mapping when you mark candidates' work, if any SOPs ultimately don't get met by a particular piece of evidence, the system here will show a blank section where no evidence maps to a particular SOP, and the box will be red with a letter N inside it. For a candidate to perform gap analysis, from the dashboard page, click My Portfolio, then click Progress and Gap Analysis. From here on in, the process is the same as the trainer.